Are you interested in a story about how it is possible to affect change in one brief conversation? I was leading a webinar for a group of proteges being mentored by international sales trainer Eric Lofholm. At the end of the webinar, I offered a breakthrough session for those that were interested. One of the people that was interested in my offer of a breakthrough session sent me an email 4 days before his breakthrough session was scheduled. In his email, he shared with me that he was a professional sales representative and he had not been meeting his sales goals for several consecutive months. That means his job was in jeopardy. He also shared that he'd been reading a book about fear of failure and fear of success. He told me he wasn't quite sure whether he suffered from fear of failure or fear of success. He wanted me to know that whichever fear it was debilitating to him. He also then shared that he was having difficulty sleeping at night and he felt lethargic during the day. And he also was having difficulty with productivity. His productivity was highly sporadic day to day. When I received his email, I became concerned. My concern was if I'm going to help him experience a breakthrough in 4 days, I'd be wise to take action and respond to his email 4 days in advance. I then sent him an email response. It took me 15 minutes to craft it. And in my email response, I asked him 6 open-ended questions, and I invited him to think about his response to those questions before his breakthrough session 4 days later. 4 days later, when we had his breakthrough session, the first thing he shared with me is he'd already experienced his breakthrough. He had been taking consistent action for 4 consecutive days, and he knew based upon the action he was taking that he had already broken out of his sales slump. You might be wondering what I did. What I did was I shifted his focus away from knowledge about whether or not he was suffering from fear of failure or fear of success, or whether he was suffering from clinical depression. And I focused his attention instead upon what he had learned from international sales trainer Eric Lofholm. And believe me, what he learned from Eric was all he needed to know to break out of his sales slump. Had he not responded to my email or my breakthrough session, I probably would have referred him to a mental health professional because clinical depression is something that is quite serious that I would never want to in any way compromise. My name is Keith Weedman. I'm the principal and founder of Level 3 by Design. My passion is my company's mission, helping leaders elevate their skill to empower people and affect change in as little as one brief conversation. Thanks so much. I'll be back soon with another tip, help you elevate your skill.